YouTube, welcome to the top 16 every single week. This is with the new pack release, Memento. We saw a lot of gameplay from them. Salamangreat's got new support as we're watching right now in game one, top 16, round one of the top 16. By watching as long as you can, that greatly supports me. Thank you very much. We have SP Little Knight, Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Foxy on summon, reveal the top three, add to our hand randomly the spinny or the circle, any Salamangreat card. Circle's gonna be searching our deck for nothing as the Ash Blossom negates. So we're now sitting on Maxi, Droll, and Nibiru. Does the opponent have a way to negate the Maxi? They did, but now they don't. We have Bale Links over the Foxy. We are going to be searching our deck for the Sanctuary. Sanctuary set up, now end our turn. Unfortunately, the Foxy can't reborn from the graveyard because it states you can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. Otherwise, you would be able to reborn from the grave by discarding a Salamangreat card. Emergency off the top of the deck. We're going to send the Cyframe Driver to summon our Diablo Star Black Witch. Did not Maxi early, can't do it in response to its summon. Now we're going to Maxi. Chaining the emergency, chain link 2. All right, we're on summon number 1. From the deck is Turbulence, summon number 2. Now, Turbulence does not care about Droll and Lockbird as it will set the cards onto the field. Just like that, we got Rescue. We got Emergency. None of these cards can be activated the turn they're set unless we have a Hydrant on the field. Then one of them could be set. Set. I think that they should speed up how Turbulence sets the cards in the deck. It's ridiculous to pick, then set. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, then set. Konami, what are you doing? Just like that, Preventers here from Vanish from the Grave are on 3 summons. Not enough for that Nibiru play. What can Salamangreat do against triple disruption? One of their cards will get destroyed. Their card will be contained and negated. Their card will get flipped face down. How do we play through it? 3 disruption. Foxy discard to reborn from the graveyard. We got the Jaguar. We're going to use the Preventer to flip face down. We have 2 more disruption here. Sign Up Mining, discarding that dead Nibiru for the brand new Salamangreat of Fire. Fire on summon, search our deck for nothing as contains it, negates. We're also chaining Emergency, so you cannot use it for a Link summon. It's stuck, can't be used for Link, Xyz, Synchro, stuck on the field because we're going to get out our Hydrant. Very well done. And we still have Extinguish to pop a monster the opponent controls. What's the play? There is none. You don't let Turbulence resolve, which there's nothing we could have done, right? It just happened. Circle, come to me, Salamangreat of Fire. Is Super Poly and Rescue Ace good? I think if Rescue Ace becomes the best deck, only then will Super Poly be the best way to play the deck because it's good for the mirror match. Imperm, negate the Salamangreat of Fire. Now let's follow up. Sign Up Mining, discard our Roar, grab the Gazelle. Gazelle needs to witness a Salamangreat being sent to the graveyard, which is happening right now. Now making our Balinks. Balinks activate the search for the field spell. Gazelle triggers summon itself onto the field, then send a card from the deck to the grave. That card we're going to be sending is going to be likely a Spinny. Spinny from the deck to the grave. Spinny reborn from the grave. Now make our Mirage Stalio. Mirage Stalio is here, summon from the deck, a fire monster. What is that going to be? It's going to be our Weasel. Weasel has the effect of summoning a monster from your graveyard onto your opponent's side of the field, triggering your Promethean Princess from the grave to summon from the grave. So let's do it. You also get to draw. Raging Phoenix looking really damn good there. Now, if you link Raging Phoenix into a Raging Phoenix, you get to search your deck for a Salamangreat card. Maybe the Rage of the Phoenix, right? The pop cards is what I'm likely going to be seeing here. We have the Salamangreat Roar, which was discarded earlier in response to linking over with the same name. We set itself onto the field. That is the Salamangreat Rage, just like that. Now we have the Will of the Salamangreat. It's going to summon 4 monsters from the grave. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the grave. What can we do off of this? Shokan into Brotherhood of the Fire Fist. Summon from the deck, which is going to be our Code of Soul. You summon from the deck Code of Soul or an Ash Blossom. Now making Pyro Phoenix. This is the main play, and I'm loving it. Now, what are we going to do here? With the Code of Soul during the main phase only, we're going to link Pyro into Pyro, which will activate the effect to destroy all cards your opponent controls. Not all monsters, everything. Back row monsters, everything. And then we have the Rage. Rage is going to be able to pop 4 cards on the field, non-targeting. So pop 4, pop everything, and negate anything. And we have Promethean Princess. So negate, pop, negate, pop, 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 about 4 disruption plus Nibiru. Let's go. Okay, all right. Reinforce our hand. We got Airlifter, ready for liftoff. We're gonna discard the Airlifter to summon our Diablo Star. Diablo Star on summon activate to set up from the deck. That's gonna trigger our Promethean Princess to get poppin', which will now allow the use of the Triple Tactics talent. Using Balings to protect our Raging Phoenix from being destroyed, we now have 4 disruption. We can negate the Triple Tactics talent with the Salamangreat Roar. Now, this could be considered risky because the Triple Tactics talent is a card that can only be activated once per turn, and this negates the activation, thus another copy of the talent would be activatable after this negate. But fortunately for Murasaki, there is not a second copy in sight. We now have our Nibiru, Rage, and the Pyro. When do we Pyro? We're doing it now. Code of Soul, yes! Using the field spell to link Pyro over Pyro to Shokan into a Pyro Phoenix, activating to wipe out the entire opposing field. Weasel triggering to also, okay, yes, we're summoning a monster onto their fields, and then we're drawing a card, maybe drawing a hand trap. Wipe the field! Yes. Original Sinful, return a card back in the deck to grab from our deck a Hydrant. We have already used up our normal summon, as you can see there. We have Pop, and we have Nibiru. Now, let me read this card real quick. Is this a disruption? If a Link monster is on the field or in the graveyard, you can special summon this card. We're not going to do that. If a Link 2 you control is sent to the graveyard, that's not going to happen. Okay. Do we have to... When do we Rage? Rage is going to pop 4 cards on the fields. Anima. Oh, no. Do we let Anima suck up our Raging Phoenix? We don't get popping, right? We hold on to the Rage. Hold it. Hold it. And the Baling's already used its destruction protection on the Raging Phoenix, so we can't protect the Pyro Phoenix again. SP Little Knight. Oh no, this is not good. If we try to pop the SP Little Knight, it's gonna dodge the pop and just come back in the end phase. We gotta pop now, right? Wait, this has another effect. What does this do? It's activating to inflict damage equal to its original attack. Okay, it's not disruption. Who cares about that? We're holding on to the Rage. And just like that, we lose our Pyro Phoenix, thus we lose the ability to use our Salamangreat Rage. We just have Nibiru. But the Little Knight can help dodge Nibiru, but you're still not going to get the effect of the Turbulence. Oh, we can't Nibiru. Oh my gosh, we can't Nibiru. We can't Nibiru. We can't Nibiru. The Promethean Princess says you cannot special summon Nibiru. Well, we're screwed. We're actually screwed. Oh my gosh, that's... Could we have Rage popped our Promethean Princess? Destroy cards only your opponent controls. We couldn't have destroyed our own Promethean Princess, which would have been the play. Damn. That is devastating. The #1 rule against the Rescue Ace is do not let them resolve Turbulence. That's it. They resolve Turbulence, you lose. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 disruption. Is there a Promethean in the grave? They got 4 disruption. We have containing the Promethean, keeping her stuck on the fields. We are going to rescue from the grave our Hydrant. Salamangreat Rage is still activatable, right? Or, oh no, it's discard a Salamangreat, pop a card in the fields. Oh gosh, we didn't even have a Salamangreat monster to discard to then pop the Turbulence before that thing popped off. Oh my gosh. Reborn, and the back row is shuffled up, so you don't know what's in the back row. Turbulence being triggered off of you destroying a card we control that's not the Turbulence itself. We're going to emergency summon from the deck our Preventer to then flip a card in the field face down. We're now making a Balings. Spinny, Reborn from the graveyard. We're going to use SP Little Knight, Chain Banish itself, plus the Balings off the field. Now, Promethean Princess cannot be used for Link summoning. So Spinny does nothing. We can't link off with the Promethean. What do we do? Hydrant's going to grab an Airlifter. Airlifter's going to grab the Field Spell. Field Spell's going to return the cards in the grave and or banish back into the deck. Turbulence is going to return them back onto the field. And then we're screwed. So we are on summon #1, summon #2. The Promethean is no longer negated. So again, it's stopping us from summoning Nibiru. We also couldn't attack with it if we wanted to somehow get it off the field by swinging into a bigger monster. summon number 3, summon number 4. Promethean will then summon into 5. Is there a way where the opponent deals with the Promethean Princess before the end of the main phase? There's no way. They're going to leave it up. It is 100% protecting them from Nibiru. Whether Jadeo Yu-Gi-Oh knows it or not, that Promethean is saving him. We have emergency recycling a trap from the graveyard. We can actually use that trap the turn it's set because of the Hydrant. We're going to link this up into a Raging Phoenix. Look, Salamangreat's going to beat Salamangreat, so Salamangreat still wins, right? Into a Zealantis. Zealantis activates, banish the entire field, return the entire field, and you still can't Nibiru. You can't do it because the Promethean comes back and then goes back to negating Nibiru from being summoned. Not negating, but preventing it from being summoned, making sure our Promethean does not pop the opposing Promethean. To battle we go. Now we take out Promethean where we cannot summon Nibiru, but that triggers the Raging Phoenix to summon itself from the graveyard, come forth at 5,500 attack, extinguish through the effect of the Hydrant, attempt to pop the Raging Phoenix. The Banelix will protect it from battle. And now at the end of main phase 2, we're going to activate Nibiru. We actually could not get over the Raging Phoenix. I cannot believe it. We're going to use SP Little Knight to chain banish the Hydrant and itself until the end phase, dodging the Nibiru. Maxi's also a Pot of Greed. Draw 2. Summon, then summon the token. Oh boy. Yeah, tributing. Tribute off the entire field. Draw 1, draw 2. Hydrant comes back during the end phase. Very well done. We have the Diablo Star adding to our field, setting up a Wanted Seeker, which really doesn't do anything. So what are our disruptions now? What do we have to play through? And what do we have in the grave that's activatable? We have Promethean if they special summon a monster. We have, oh my gosh, we don't really have anything. We're in big trouble. And they have Contain. They could flip us down with a Preventer. They're going to rescue from the graveyard the Preventer right here, right now. SP, Preventer, Contain, Veiler, flip down. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's go. Keep on going. We are everything in attack. 11,000 attack on that humongous token. Oh my Jesus. Lethal damage. Rescue Ace. Defeating Salamangreat. Using Salamangreat Raging Phoenix. Safer, discard the Serenir. Searching our deck for the Magnahut. Serenir send from the deck. A Lubellion. Now we're going to be linking this off in a Striker Dragon. We have no hand traps whatsoever to stop these plays. We can't target Borland with the new SP Little Knight, so that's actually a really good time to use this card. We could target it with Subversion. Subversion, push it into the back row. We could use Kurikara to send it to the grave, so those are some good outs against the Borland. Otherwise, it is a monster negate that cannot be targeted by monsters or be destroyed by battle or card effects. We then have Borload negate anything. We then have Dissipator, destroy a monster in response to its activation until the opponent has a banished card. We also have Ash. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, Disruption. Plus, we can negate an effect that would target, not really Disruption. Focus, Maxi early. Let's do it. 1 for 1, must discard a monster. And Ash is going to negate. We're going to Chain Seeker search our deck. Maybe we should have, not that anyone would really Ash a Seeker, but probably better to try to bait the Ash with a weaker effect like Seeker. Some people would, randomly, maybe. I've not seen it in a tournament yet. We have 3 Disruption. 3. Come to me. Poplar trigger, equipping itself into the back row here. Sent to the graveyard to summon our Diablo Star. Diablo Star is not going to be able to chain link block the Borload, that is, because the Poplar already activated. We have the Oak on Summon, Reborn the Poplar. We're holding on to our Disruption because we got them under the Maxi. We just drew an effect Villa, drew into Nibiru, so we have 5 Disruption now on top of 3. Now Flameburst is here. Flameburst cannot target the Borland to push it back. We're going to try to push back the Borload as the Veiler then negates the Flameburst. So we still have Pater, Borland, Borload, and Nibiru. 4 more Disruption, Subversion, push the Borland into the back row. And we have the Saravis Ritual Negates. Negate any effect that would target your monster. Bonfire activate, grabbing a Poplar. Are mods alive? Gee, I don't know. There's something going on with the mods. I don't know. Pater is going to, in response to the activation of the Poplar from the hand, destroy it. So no summon, no search. We have the Wanted Seeker returning back in the deck, a Subversion to draw a card. We got, oh wait, you're not Snake Eyes? You're Rescue Ace Snake Eyes? What the heck? We now have Dark. Dark is ready to reborn from the opponent's graveyard. This is all under Max C, by the way. What the heck is going on? Boardload negate the Flameburst from reborning 2 cards in the grave. We just have Nibiru and Borland negate a monster on the field. Do we negate? We're not negating. We're waiting. Magna activate to search for a dragon during the end phase. Brand regained trigger to reborn Baldrake, which is extra disruption. Our disruption keeps on going up. Baldrake could banish a newly summoned monster from the extra deck. Original Sinful summoning from the deck a Hydrant. Hydrant's going to be activating. Borland is going to be negating. We have Baldrake. We have Nibiru. 2 disruption. 2/2/2. No search for you. We already, we did not use up our normal summon yet. Baldrake is going to be triggered on the response to the Link Rebo summon to banish it. We have the regain, returning it back into the extra deck to then draw a card. When do we whip out Nibiru? Do we even? We're going to link off the Dark and the Preventer to make a Barricade Borg blocker. That's going to trigger the Preventer to reborn a banished monster back onto the field. Further linking this up into an Aurora Dawn. Are we trying to deck out the opponent? They have 19 cards left in the deck. Nibiru. Wait, before the tokens get summoned, so we're going to tribute, then the tokens get summoned. Huh? Tribute everything. Nibiru plus token plus 3 more tokens. Token it up. Up, we're gonna scoop. No thank you. We're out. Bonfire negated by Ash. Negate, is that a good Ash? I would say it is. Yes, you do want to negate that. Now, they are maybe gonna normal summon Max C and then send it with Original Sinful into the Snake Eye Ash being negated by Impermanence. Negate. Now, Droplet's a good way to dodge Imperm if there were to be another monster on the field to negate so that we could send our Ash to dodge it. And then I guess we just end with Droplet. Set Droplet pass. Making our Link Rebo, set up our Droplet. We could reduce an opposing attack to 0 attack. Now we have Safert. Safert is going to not be sending itself, but still not getting Dropleted. We're holding onto the Droplet, adding the Rocket Tracer from the deck. Striker Dragon on summon, activating a search for the field spell. And we're going to be sending the Link Rebo to negate. No field spell for you, mate. You already used up your normal summon, so you have no way to summon that Rocket Tracer onto the field. We're going to pop ourselves, but we are negated, so nice try on that. Now back to you. What do we need for our starts? With nothing. We have an Original Sinful, which is going to be our main combo play, and because we're stuck with the Psyframe Gear Gamma in the hand with a monster in the field, we cannot activate it to negate. We're in big trouble. The Branded Beast is dead in the back row. Original Sinful, return back the Ash. First you have to search, then return. Come to us, Poplar. Poplar trigger, summoning itself onto the field. Virus has 0 disruption, absolutely nothing. Let's speed this up. Setting up an Ash into the back row, wiping out the opposing striker. And despite us, like Poplar is good to add if we did not use Original Sinful to add it, because otherwise it would grab an Original Sinful to then activate and use. So why didn't we add Ash? Maybe we only play 1 Ash because it is a Snake Eye Rescue Ace deck. Is that the case? I think so. There may only be 1 Ash. So we can't return the Ash, then add the Ash. We have to add Ash, then return the Ash, which we may not even have. Ash being triggered off of the summon of the Rocket Tracer, adding an Oak from the deck. Looking bad for Dragon Link. It's actually not looking too bad if the Striker Dragon does not get negated by the Droplet, which of course it will be negated. Negate the Striker Dragon. Now, is it worth it for Striker Dragon to kill itself by swinging into Ash? I think so. That's what we got to do that. Poplar trigger, equip itself into the back row. To battle we go. Of course we do that, opening up our field. Now Terramare has to be thinking, why did they do that? Of course it's because of Gamma. We see the Gamma, Terramare does not see it. That has to be the reason why. You could also be thinking, it's in a tournament. Maybe they just want to surrender without surrendering. Maybe they just want to see me make some plays. Don't think that. Send Poplar to summon Diablo-Star. Diablo-Star will be Chainlink blocked by the Poplar, so the Gamma will not negate. Chainlink to Poplar mates. Very good. Very well done. 5,800 damage. We just need 1,400 more. We could just normal summon Okami of game, right? Well, damn. we played into the Gamma. We had Ash to negate Gamma, though. Should we have negated Gamma, you know, negate and then go for Game Mate? I mean, I don't think the Ash is currently fingered right now, is it? Oak reborn from the grave. We're just going to hold on to the Ash because we still have big plays despite that Gamma because of the Oak we already have. Trigger the Poplar, come forth and summon. Poplar trigger, grab and subversion and push a monster on the field into the back row. Oak send Poplar to summon from the deck, come forth, Flameburge. Double pushback. Push back, open field, game, lethal damage, game 3. Very well done. Good job, Terramare, holding on to the Ash, knowing that they still had lethal despite not using it. And holding it for, you know, maybe they had a Max C that they were holding on to use later, which the Ash would have been better used for. Lubellion discard, adding ourselves a Magna Hut. We do have Impulse, which could chain to a monster effect on the field to summon from the deck. Could summon the Fire Attacker, possibly. The Fire Attacker, if the opponent adds a card from the deck to the hand, will then trigger to draw 2, discard 1, which could draw on hand traps. We play Fire Attacker? No, we don't. We have Turbulence instead. Now, with that being our only form of doing anything, we have nothing left. Let's speed this up. Rebellion is here. Oh, what the heck? We had no big plays. We simply just have Impermanence. Imperm and Maxi to draw into some other hand traps. Cross out Designate against Snake Eyes. We're not playing the mirror match, so it's not going to be a form of disruption here. Maxi early. Cross out could have negated a Call by the Grave, so that would have been good. Turbulence attempting to activate. We could use Droplet to dodge the Impermanence, setting up 4 cards into our back row. That's exactly what we're going to do. Dodge the negate to then negate something that doesn't even need to be negated. It's simply just dodge the Impermanence. This is why Droplet could be a very good addition to your Rescue Ace deck. Set up 4 cards. And the Imperm negates this column, right? No, it does not. It has to negate in order to negate the column. And you may be thinking it doesn't matter because it can't be activated anyway. It could be if we summoned a Hydrant. Give Ash on summon, activate, grabbing ourselves an Oak. Huh? We're under Max C. We're under Max C. Okay, we're under Max C, right? We're under Max C. Makes sense? All right. We're under Max C. We're under Max C. Rescue our Turbulence from the graveyard. We have Contain. We have Emergency. So we're going to be able to flip a card face down. We could then negate a card. We could then pop a card. We have triple disruption. Yep. Okay, we lost the Preventer play. That's okay. We just have Extinguish and the Contain. We're going to dodge the Extinguish. We're then going to contain the Bestial Lubellion, containing it from being used for the extra deck. Okay. Also can't attack. Can't attack, negated, can't be used for the extra deck. Let's go. In the turn, back to us. Is there anything left that we have to worry about? I don't think so. Bonfire, add the Poplar. No more Max C. Fully unhindered, full Rescue Ace play. We have not used up our normal summon yet. Let's do it. We are going to use the Divine Temple. Wait, why am I saying there's no disruption? We actually have the Branded Beast to pop a card in the field. That is our form of disruption. Let's go. Because we control Bestial, tribute a dragon, pop a card. And then the Jerusalem being sent to the graveyard through the Branded Beast will activate to send a special summon monster onto the field into the grave, which will then trigger to equip into the back row, which Ash will then send to someone from the deck or hand an Oak. Summoning from the hand or deck makes it so much better, meaning that the Oak is not a Garnet. We are going to reborn the Jerusalem, which is a hard once per turn, so we'll not send again. We have Hydrant grabbing a Preventer. Preventer could special summon the Banished Turbulence if it were to be sent to the grave. Normal summon the Airlifter, come to us, Rescue Ace HQ. Recycling our Rescue Ace cards in the graveyard or banish back into the deck to then set them back onto the field. Huh? Cross out. Now Virus is trolling. Now we're trolling. This is not a chain link block. This is not doing anything. Return back, draw, get Preventer into the graveyard. Actually, we didn't troll. We're trying to draw a hand trap here, okay? Let's be serious. Return the Driver back in the deck. Did not draw on a Max C. Did not draw on an Ash. Did not draw on a Veiler. No Nibiru. Flameburge. Flameburge get pushing. Push the Jerusalem back. Linking everything but the Preventer. Unicorn, that's not SP Little Knight. What are you doing here? Discard 1 for 1. Flameburge trigger, reborn from the graveyard. Then we're going to make an Access Code Talker with the Preventer. right? We're not reborning our Turbulence. I mean, we have game without it. And just like that, Terramare with lethal damage. Cross out to trigger, regained. Get that free draw 1. Upstart Goblin on the opponent's turn. Nicely done. Rescue Ace with SP Little Knight it's up there. I mean, this wasn't actually a Rescue Ace only deck. It's Snake Eye and Rescue Ace. Let's go. Runick Bestial versus Snake Eye. Let's go. Guiding Quem, send from the deck nothing as the Gamma negates and destroys, which we could have chained summon a Hug and a Protector from being destroyed. And then we could have further used the Quem to synchro with another Runick that we would summon. Would that have been worth it to do? So summon Huggin, banish to protect from destroy, and then we would summon another Huggin, discard to search, which would then be negated by the Ash. It's fine. But then we'd make a level 6 synchro, which would be the one that draws a card is what I'm thinking. Good, return back the Gamma, draw a card, drawing into a Maxi off of the Branded Regain. That was very well done. Poplar on summon, searching for Original Sinful. Further linking this up into our Link Karibo. The Smiting Storm is not very good here. It is no form of disruption. We have Original Sinful, sending Link Karibo. And now we hit them with the Maxi, which we then get hit by the Crossout Designate. Negate the Maxi. Let's go, let's go. Should we be rooting for Runick? I mean, Snake Eye is the best deck, and Runick is not using Floodgates in this version of the deck. Let's go. Poplar trigger, activate Come Forth and summon itself onto the field. Ash on itself plus Ash to summon for the deck. Our Oak reborn from the graveyard, our Ash. Oak on itself plus the Poplar to summon for the deck a Flame Burst. Flame Burst is going to equip into the back or a Poplar. Further linking this up into a Nightmare Phoenix to take out that Smiting Storm. Discard Jet Synchron. Smiting Storm will then banish 2 cards off the top of the deck if we wanted to, which you're choosing to not do, okay? Reborn from the grave, Oak, and Jet Synchron. We're actually using the Huggin to protect our back row card from being destroyed to instead summon from the deck a Gary. That's what I'm thinking, right? Promethean Princess is here, now reborning our Flame Burge. Flame Burge it up with 6,600 damage, now making this into a Raging Phoenix. Further linking this up into a Zealantis. Zealantis, banish the field, then return the field back onto the field. Okay, sure. Now swinging into that Smiting Storm, summoning not a Gary, but a Sleep Near. Sleep Near does have a quick effect during the opponent's battle phase. During the opponent's battle phase, in response to the Promethean trying to pop it right now, we can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, banish both that monster and this card until the end phase. Pretty much an SP Little Knight. Let's go. SP Little Knight main. Droplet, negate. Not happening, mate. Now, the Promethean will be co-linked to the Zealantis, allowing it to destroy the Branded Regained and the main if it were to still be on the field. Very nicely done. Oh my gosh. This is 5,200 plus lethal. There you go. By summoning the Sleep Near, we lost. We otherwise didn't lose, but now we lose. Unfreaking believable. 5,800 attack from the grave. Lethal damage. Triggering Promethean also triggers the Raging Phoenix. So the play was just to do nothing. Just take the attacks and then let them end the turn. Rebellion discard, grabbing a Serenir. Smiting Storm is here. Chain the Maxi to the Smiting Storm. If we want to, if we're desperate, we could chain Flash Fire to the Maxi so that they do not draw a card here, but then we're not going to have a way to trigger the Fountain. So Come Forth, Huggin. But if they draw into an Ash, Ash will negate the Huggin. No Ash in sight. Nicely done. Grabbing our Runick Fountain. Now we have the Serenir sending from the deck to the grave here. Our Lubellion setting up that Fountain with the Flash Fire ready in the hand to destroy a special summon monster to then draw 2 cards of the Fountain. Not special summon, so we can't use it. We're going to add an Original Sinful, further linking this up into our Link Karibo. Trigger the Poplar, equip into the back row. Yes, and we're going to Flash Fire early onto that Link Karibo, banishing a 1-for-1 and called by off the top of the deck. Going for a draw 2 play here, drawing into the tip. Tip could draw into back row destruction or a monster negate. What are we drawing? We're also going to banish a card off of the deck here. Come to me. Curses. The monster negate is exactly what we're going for. One of Oak is now banished. Damn. Oak allows you to interact with banished cards, but the Oak itself being banished is a problem. Poplar it up. Poplar is going to be triggered. Maxi being changed. The Poplar being summoned. Cross out, designate, negate the Maxi. Okay. Focus, focus. Now, when do we use that curses? When do we whip it out? Poplar's now here. Ash cannot be cursed on once it's activated. We have Flameburst being summoned from the deck. Flameburst activating to equip the Poplar. We're not going to waste our curses on it. Linkuriboh tributing off the Poplar. Magna Hut banishing the Linkuriboh instead of saving it for a Masquerena. Because Masquerena is generally going to be getting into the graveyard to then be activated with the Flameburst, but you already activated the Flameburst, so we're not even making that play. We're going to chain Droplet to the Magna Hut activating to search for a dragon during the end phase. Driver to, was that really that, is that big a deal for them searching a dragon during the end phase? We're going to further link this up into our IP Masquerena, triggering the Flameburst to reborn 2 fire monsters from the grave. Further linking this up into our SP Little Knight. That's not a Promethean princess. Little Knight on summon, banishing the Runick Fountain, attempting to negate with the curses, but the SP Little Knight's second effect is going to dodge the curse by banishing itself, plus another card in the field. Let's go. Goodbye to the Huggin. Yes. Dodge the negate. You banish nothing off the top of the deck. You don't negate. The field spell's now gone for good. Very well done. Droplet also reducing the Magna Hut to be attackable over with the SP Little Knight. The banished card that was in the extra monster zone goes back to the main monster zone. Thus, they could further use more Runick cards to summon more from the extra deck. You have Little Knight, I have Little Knight. You Little Knight, I chain Little Knight to your Little Knight. You chain your Little Knight to my Little Knight, chaining to your Little Knight. That then, okay, get Little Knighting. Little Knight into Little Knight. Okay, let's go. Bunish, bunish, bunish. Coming back in the end phase, resolve with no effect, and not coming back in the end phase. So the opponent's Little Knight comes back, our Little Knight is gone. Nicely done. To battle we go, just like that. The field spell boosting up your level 1 to be bigger than the SP Little Knight. Just don't activate anything. It's not like a DPE where it could just activate on its own. You have to activate something in order for it to activate. Now, Flash Fire is going to be taking out the Ash, okay? But we're still big enough to wipe out Little Knight, and just like that, it's gone for good. Original Sinful, returning into the grave, back in the deck to grab our Jet Synchron. We already used up our normal summon. Bonfire activating to grab an Ash just for the next turn play. What can we top deck here? Ash is not the top deck we were looking forward to. Knowing that there was a Snake Eye Ash on the next turn, Brock has scooped it up, pushing this into a game 3. Poplar on summon. We are having to play around Nibiru potentially. Get ready. Into the Linkuriboh. Nibiru, the field. Turbulence banished, but we need the Turbulence to activate to set 4 cards from the deck. But the Turbulence being banished means we can emergency a Preventer, Preventer go to the grave, reborn the banished Turbulence, then activate it, then set 4, then win. Am I right or am I right? Yep, that's exactly what's happening. Preventer get Preventin, reborn the Turbulence, activate, oh my gosh, SP Little Knight played around Imperm and Nibiru. Both played around. Unbelievable. This is why Rescue Ace is probably going to be the new best deck now. We got the HQ, return 4 cards back into the deck, get a free draw off of that. And we got the Little Knight. Holy moly, we got disruption here. We do not have a Promethean Princess, but through the Little Knight, we have a Banish, we have a Pop, we have a Negate, we have a Flip Down Mate. We got 4 disruptions. Okay. Nibiru was supposed to stop Turbulence, but the SP Little Knight stopped the Nibiru. Very nice, very nice. You know, we did need emergency on top of it. The Little Knight did receive some help. Poplar sent for our Diablo Star. Shokan. Diablo Star is going to be triggering to set a card from the deck. This does play around Gamma. Do you think that they stacked an additional 3 years for every leak since that ban? I think I am at 100 years. We're going to send Poplar to summon from the deck. Ash is going to negate. We have not used up our normal summon yet. We could just simply normal summon our Snake Eye Ash. Airlifter, though, instead, chaining Impulse to summon a monster from the deck. What are we summoning? A Preventer needs another Rescue Ace in order to flip a card face down. We have Fire Engine. Fire Engine is going to be able to special summon a monster from the deck in response to an opponent's special summoning. So, Hida, trigger Fire Engine, summon from the deck an Airlifter. Airlifter gets searching. Let's go. We got plays for turn 2. Hida stealing the Impulse. Impulse will turn off the Fire Engine after already activated. Emergency into the Hydrant. Hydrant searching for Turbulence. And there's nothing to stop it. Let's go. This is it. Banish from the graveyard to summon our Turbulence. Turbulence set up 4 cards into the back row as we then first make a Promethean Princess. So this will be about 4 Disruption plus a Nibiru. Turbulence gets set in. Got Extinguish to pop. Contain to negate. We have Emergency to summon Preventer to flip face down. And then we have Promethean to pop and Nibiru to tribute the field. So 5 Disruption, taking the opposing Impulse, turning this into a Raging Phoenix. End the turn. Good luck. 5 Disrupt. How does Anderson play through this? Bonfire activating, grabbing a Poplar, which will be great plays without committing to our normal summon, triggering to summon itself onto the field. We're on summon number 1. I don't have enough fingers for this. We're now going to be on summon number 2. Triggering Poplar to equip itself into the back row. Yes, yes. Original Sinful, send the Poplar to summon from the deck into summon number 3. Hydrant activating, contain, negate the, oh gosh, yes. The Hydrant cannot be targeted while there's another Rescue Ace in the field. Negate the Link Kuribo. We're on summon number 4. Okay, we have 4 Disruption left. Right, we're on summon number 4. I lost count now. I think we're on summon 5. Summon 5 for Disruption. We are in the Nibiru zone. Nibiru is ready to summon whenever. SP Little Knight could help dodge and mitigate the Nibiru a little bit. On summon, banishing the Turbulence, we now cannot attack directly, banishing for our Preventer. We have Extinguish and a Preventer and Nibiru. We are going to be activating Extinguish onto the Little Knight. Little Knight is going to be banishing itself plus the Salamangreat Raging Phoenix. Emergency is going to be summoning from the deck in response to the Little Knight. Okay. Send the Hydrant to summon a Hydrant. Goodbye to the Raging Phoenix. If the Emergency could have sent the Raging Phoenix instead of a Rescue Ace, but it has to send a Rescue Ace, that would turn off the Little Knight effect of being able to banish itself. And now we just have Nibiru. Fire Engine being triggered to summon an Airlifter from the deck. Get ready to Nibiru. We also have Promethean Princess. We have 2 Disruption. Ooh, okay. We activate Promethean, they chain Apollo, we chain Nibiru. Or you activate Nibiru, they chain Apollo, we then chain Promethean. So you have to Nibiru in response to the summon. Either way, one of them's going to go through. One of them. Why? Why? Purrely. Effect Veiler, negate. The Purrely random add, we're going to chain Purrely Happy Memory to the Effect Veiler to summon from the deck. Another Purrely. It's going to be a Lily this time. Discard Lily to summon a Lily. And this again could get negated by the other Veiler or a Gamma. Gamma negate. Now Maxi against Gamma is draw just 1, but Maxi against Nibiru is draw 2. So we're holding on to the Maxi, also getting destroyed. And we're going to further link this up into Link Kuribo Pass. Unfortunate for you. Gee, I'm raising the desk. This may be deadly. Happy Memory is going to activate, chaining the Maxi. In response to you attempting to summon from the deck, which you can choose to not summon from the deck if you don't want to. We choose to not discard, not summon from the deck. And let's go. Ooh. This was normal summon from the hand, right? Is it showing? Yeah, from the hand summon. So had we summoned from the deck in the draw phase, the Effect Veiler would not be usable on the Lily, but then they would have drawn under Maxi. But what were we searching? We were going to search for My Friend Purrely, which you already have in our hand. Not a big deal. My Friend Purrely, reveal 3, randomly add one of the 3 to our hand here. And we end our turn. Okay, what's up with that? We add a Lily for next turn. Ash off the top of the deck. To battle we go, big enough to take out that Lily. We have to deal with the My Friend Purrely again, or not. We're gonna make an SP Little Knight instead of using the Ash to negate. Wow, okay. SP Little Knight getting negated by Effect Veil or attempting to banish that My Friend Purrely. So the SP Little Knight against Purrely. How's that gonna work? Let's pay attention. Purrely is gonna randomly add off the top of the deck. Nothing. My Friend Purrely is gonna reveal 3, randomly add 1 of them to our hand. Purrely is going to activate to perform an Xyz, but then we're going to banish the Purrely and the, wait. We banished the wrong one? We wanted this one to go through? Okay, we did not want them to link off with the card in the graveyard with the Lily after this goes through. This was our last opportunity to do so because it was going to summon and negate. So we did not want the Beauty to negate the SP Little Knight. So we are summoning Protection. All right, makes sense, sure. Very good, Beauty is here. SP does target, yes. DPE non-target. DPE could also activate without the opponent activating, but SP Little Knight is much easier to summon. Druid Swarm is here, banishing from our own graveyard to come forth and summon. To battle we go, wiping out Lily, taking out the Beauty. Now, the My Friend Purrely is gonna trigger, returning up to 3 different Purrely spells in the grave back to our hand. We got the Pretty, Sleepy, and Happy. That was a big plus. Damn. Off the top of the deck, we now have our Purrely Street, which counters the SP Little Knight. It's gonna have nothing to target if the newly special summoned Purrely can't be targeted. Regular Purrely off the top of the deck, come to us, Happy or Sleepy. This is big for Justinian. Let's go. Chain SP Little Knight to the Purrely, activating to Xyz. This is a soft once per turn, so another copy could still activate. The Lily has a double hard once per turn. The regular Purrely has no hard once per turn. Lily grabbing a Street. Let's speed this up. We're going to Xyz to the graveyard into the E Purrely Nor. We're going to activate a quick play spell, be the direct chain link to that spell to set up a Purrely Leap from the deck. Let's go, let's go. Set up that Leap. We're going to send our backer card to suck up the Druid Swarm. We're going to chain to the Sleepy, setting up another Purrely Leap from the deck if we play another copy. And now we got our Street, which will set up another Sleepy. And we're going to draw 6. Get ready for the draw 6. But the SP Little Knight versus the draw 6, they activate the draw 1. You chain SP Little Knight to the draw 1. You then chain the Leap to the SP Little Knight to then draw only 4. Oh, no, we're only going to draw 4 cards. That sucks. Only draw 4. Yep, okay. So 2 additional cards being drawn has now been stopped. As we, maybe among these 4 cards we're about to draw, we may be drawn to a hand trap. So what happens to Little Knight? Is it still banishing itself? No, the card we want to banish is gone, thus she stays in the field, but she already used up her effect. It's not activatable again. We have 3 spins with the X-Purrely Nor. Just get out. He's about to draw 3 also. So like we scoop before the draw 3, draw 2, draw 3, draw 4, and then we out of here. Very well done. Let's go. Lily versus Imperm and Gamma. Let's go. Imperm allowing the triple tactic sound to not be activatable. So hold on to that Gamma. We also have the Ash. Do we Ash turning on the triple tactics talent? Nope, we're gonna wait. Purrely randomly off the top 3. Gamma negate the Purrely. And we discarded the triple tactics talent. Now Justinian activates a monster effect. What the? DD Crow is pretty good against Purrely, against Lily. Lily targets a card in the graveyard to perform the Xyz with. You chain DD Crow, no Xyz, hard once per turn effect, now gone. So Crow's good, very good for this matchup. And if you're starting to play Ogre because of the Horus players, Ogre is also gonna be pretty good against My Friend Purrely if they don't have a Happy to protect it from destruction. Activate, reveal 3, randomly, guaranteed, Sleepy Memory to the hand, Shokan into the E Purrely Nor. We're now going to activate our card to then chain to it. We could have chained DD Crow to chain link block it if we want to, but probably better to hold on to the Crow for better use. Let's get to it. Summon from the deck our Lily. This is when we're going to use our DD Crow. As soon as the Lily activates, target the card in the grave. Or not, it's gone. No DD Crow usage whatsoever. To battle we go. We have 1 sleepy, 2 sleepy. We have draw 4. Draw 4. Nice. Imperm can be used. So instead of draw 4, they only draw 3. Only 3. Good job, Justinian. Dodge the impermanence. Chain the sleepy. Summon from the deck. We're not going to Ash the sleepy. Okay, interesting. And now let's get drawing. So the first draw still going through. We have triple spin. Spin 3, draw 3. We already drew 1. We'll draw 2. We'll then draw 3. We're also negating the Lily. Damn, I'm so sorry. Both games we scooped before, as the opponent was about to draw multiple cards in the deck. We out. We have Tearlament now being used with Horus. Or is it? I'm looking at the extra deck. I'm cheating. I do see a zombie vampire, so it should be in there. Now, we have Rescue Ace being used with SP Little Knight. Now, everyone's using SP Little Knight, but Rescue Ace is using it to its full potential, negating, I should say, not negating, but dodging cards like Impermanence and Valor, which are the biggest outs to Turbulence. You can't use Ash on Turbulence, so you have to hit them with the Impermanence. We're going to be banishing for Preventer. We didn't gain access to our Turbulence due to the Ash on the Emergencies, so what did we end up with? How many disruptions? We have Preventer flip a card in the field face down. We have Extinguish, pop a monster on the field, and we have Ash able to negate a card effect that interacts with the deck. All right, so about triple disruption. We got Field Spell negate on that. Searching for a Tearlament, searching for a Sharon is going to be something that we would definitely don't want to deal with here. They would get the Fairy Tale Snow in the grave, then randomly mill 3. We have Scream for that additional mill. We have 2 disruption now. Snow on summon, flip down the Preventer, Preventer flip down the Snow. We're now down to just Extinguish. Extinguish, pop a face-up monster on the field, and we out. I mean, that was a good hand if it weren't for Ash. I ashed your Turbulence summon setup. You ashed my Tearlament setup. So Ash shutting down both players from making big plays. Very well done. Let's hop into game 2. Foolish Barrel Goods, sending Triva Karma. I don't like that the dual log is kind of behind on the send. Like, it's there for a bit in the grave, then it shows up. Konami, speed that up. I'm going to wait for Time Thief Redoer to steal a trap off the top of the deck, because if it does, it turns into another form of disruption, and that would really suck for Gargolo. Activate, 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 activate. Oh my god. Ain't no way that just happened. If you detach the trap we just stole from the opponent, which is a Contain, it now can place 1 face-up card your opponent controls to the top of the deck non-targeting. So non-target, spin a card to the top. We have Rukalos negate a special summon, which the Preventer and Turbulence activate the special summon. We have Baron to floor negate anything. We have Super Poly to fuse with the field, and maybe trigger a fusion off of a summon with the Scream. So 4 to 5 disruption. Do we have a Snow in the graveyard or something weird? We have Keldo, we have Mudora, so it's going to be pretty much impossible for them to banish from the grave to even attempt to summon. And that's good. Let's go. 4 to 5 disruption plus graveyard spinning. Oh boy, I don't think Rescue Ace could beat this. There's no way. Poplar, Scream being triggered. We're gonna be milling into another form of disruption. Probably, no we're not. That was not good. Double Max C gone. Subversion to push a monster in the field into the back row. Baron to floor, negates. So we're now down to 4 disruption. Well, it's pretty much just 3, 3 disrupt. Adding a Diablo Star. Diablo Star does not activate the special summon, so the Rukalos could not negate. Return back the Subversion and randomly draw into an Ash. Come forward, Diablo Star. The original Sinful could be negated by Rukalos. We are going to be equipping the Poplar. Come forth, get equipping. The Diablo Star being chain link blocked by Poplar makes it so it can't be negated by something like a Baron to floor that already negated. Now, this is when the Triple Tactics talent takes control of the not Rukalos? Okay, we're gonna spin Rukalos back. Let's go. So we had Disruption through Redoer, then they took control of it. We had Disruption through Rukalos, then they spun it back in the deck. And now we just have Super Polymerization, that's it. So 2 for 1 with the Triple Tactics talent dealing with 2 Disruption. Very well done from Gargolo. Triple Tactics talent is nuts. Now, that does trigger our field spell by returning the Rukalos back into the extra deck to then pop a card in the field, taking out the original Sinful. What do we Super Poly? Super Poly. Generally, Super Poly is only going to be with 2 of the same attribute on the field. So do we wait for 2 fire monsters on the field before we whip out the Super Poly? Super Poly. We don't want to use it on the dark monsters because they're not that good. Uh-oh, now we have to. Unicorn's going to force out the Super Polymerization. Gargolo, thanks to Triple Tactics talent, dismantled a field that had about 4 disruptions. The Rescue Ace HQ allowing an additional normal summon, searching for the Turbulence. Bro, like, are we giving, we gave up? We gave up? We gave up. I think we gave up because don't we have Mudora? Don't we have Keldo? So what happens, I mean, we just lost, we lost motivation. That's what happened. So what happens is you toggle on, they search for the Turbulence. You don't want to activate the Mudora Keldo early. After they reveal the Turbulence being added to the hand with the toggle on, you then get spinning. You then have to spin back. And did they have been able to play around it anyway? I mean, I don't know, probably not, right? You have two spins, triple spin, double spin. There you go. Now, even though the Turbulence activates in the hand, it banishes by cost. So the cards we should have spun back in the deck, they're gone. We cannot spin them. Well, we have Super Poly anyway, right? So, oh my gosh, you have another chance. You have a chance number 2, okay? You have to spin the cards before Preventer activates. If Preventer activates and banishes the Turbulence, then the Preventer will go to the grave, then reborn the Turbulence. Then we're gonna lose. You have it. You have right now. Right now is the opportunity. Keldo and the Mudora. Where's the Mudora Explorer? It's in there somewhere. Yeah, there, right there at the top. He knows. He knows. He knows. Okay, return Turbulence back in the deck. We didn't return the Hydrant though, so was able to banish Hydrant. But oh my gosh, do we lose? Yes, we do. Damn. Ooh, okay. Return the Unicorn and the Link Karibo back in the deck, then the Access Code Talker has nothing to banish to pop. But isn't it still game? Preventer attack, which we could have spun back the Hydrant to stop that from even being summoned. Oh my gosh, damn, that is unfortunate. The Preventer we didn't know about, the Turbulence we could have stopped, but we almost fully stopped the Preventer just by leaving that Hydrant was a problem. 2-0, let's hop in the next match. Fafnir is going to be searching for our Drytron Nova, which will summon from the deck our Thubin probably. We could Finger or Ash the Maxi. Ash Blossom, negate. Very well done. Now, let's get that Thubin out. Get Thubin. Thubin is here with the Ava. We're going to be making a Beta Fafnir, which is going to be impermanent as it attempts to send from the deck to grave a Drytron monster. And now we have the green light not even activatable. That's unfortunate. We have nothing. We have Call by the Grave as our only form of disruption. Bonfire, which we could have negated had we had another fairy to discard. Poplar triggering to come forth and summon. Let's speed this up. Grabbing the Divine Temple, set up into the back row in Oak. As we then Link Karibo, triggering Poplar to equip into the back row. We're not going to finger that. Come forth and summon Diablosaur to set up an original Sinful. Sinful, send Oak, summon from the deck Ash. Ash activate, grabbing a Jet Synchron. We have not used up our normal summon, so it could be coming. Nightmare Phoenix on summon, going to force out the activation of the finger. We are now activating the finger to finger the Oak. No Oak for you. Very well done. I think we really wanted to Promethean Princess Reborn Oak. That was a good play. We have Jet Synchron, Shokaning into Hida. Hida's going to steal the Ash from the graveyard. Come to me. With the Ash, we're going to link this up into Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess, reborn from the grave, a fire monster as we're locked in a fire only. Ash, send the field spell plus itself to summon from the deck a Flame Burge. With the Flame Burge, we're going to discard a card from the hand to reborn the Jet Synchron. Flame Burge is going to push the Fafnir into the back row with nothing on the field to stop. 8,100 damage just like that. Drytron losing game 1. Cyber Emergency, come to our hand a Thubin. Thubin, send a ritual monster, which will be the Ben 10, tributing it so it triggers to search our deck for a light fairy, but now we're playing under max C. Does this end our turn? Is the turn over? Ben 10 searching Ben 10. Or no, Thubin searching Ben 10 at, ooh, a Vanity Ruler. That's something. Level 8. So if we get to tribute someone for Vanity Ruler, what does this do? Your opponent cannot special summon monsters. Just like that, do we whip it out? Yes, we do. On the third summon, you cannot Nibiru. Now, how do you deal with this? Subversion. So Poplar, normal summon, activate, subversion, push it into the back row. I guess it's already outed. Damn. Okay, we can just top deck it. We're gonna search for our Diablo Star, one of Subversion, into the back row you go. We can now special summon. Nice. Let's do it. We got Original Sinful, Bonfire, into the Ash. We don't even need to grab pop. Yeah, I know. That was stupid. That was not cool. Your opponent owes you an apology. Thank you, Cinco Soldier. We'll see you next time. Airlifter, searching for our emergency. We have DD Crows and a Serenir. Triple banish from the grave is here. So when we search for the Turbulence, we probably want to DD Crow at least one of these cards. And then they're gonna link off. But then there's gonna be 3 cards in the grave and we only have 1 DD Crow and 1 Serenir that's not even activatable. So because we know that that's about to happen, do we even bother with DD Crow? Do we just hold it? What do we do? We're gonna hold it. We're gonna hold it because we know from the field that could replenish the grave, not even worth it. Further linking this up into Linkuriboh, not Linkuriboh, but SP Little Knight. We're gonna set up into the back row 4 back row cards. This helps us dodge an impermanence. If you imperm early, then make a Promethean Princess, reborn the Turbulence that you negated early, then it activates. Now, we have how much disruption? Now making our Promethean Princess. We're gonna have Promethean, we're gonna have Preventer, we're going to have banish that Hydrant from the grave. Now the Promethean is non-target reborn from the grave. I didn't tell you what I was reborning. I'm reborning something else instead. Turbulence is here. Further linking this up into the Sunlight Wolf. Now, what are our disruptions exactly? We have 1, 2, 3 from the back row. Flip down, pop, and negate. We also have pop with the Promethean. So 4 disruption plus the Nibiru is what we're working with. Emergency into the Preventer to reborn the banished Hydrant, which you DD Crowed. Come back. Giving additional effects onto our traps. Also adding an Airlifter, which is going to be good for the follow-up. Lubellion, search our deck for Magna Huts. How do we play through 5 disruption? Banish a little Knight to come forth and summon Magna Hut, activate a search for a dragon during the end phase, tributing for the Lubellion summon, which does not activate, by the way. We're now going to extinguish, destroy the Lubellion, giving us 4 more disruptions. Serenir, banishing the DD Crow here. To battle we go. Within the battle phase, we're going to rescue our Preventer, at least try to. We're going to then alert, add the Preventer in the grave back to the hand. What are we doing? Are we adding from the deck or from the, yep, from the grave back to the hand? Now the Airlifter could summon the Preventer onto the fields. Contain the Serenir, stopping the attack and is negated. We have Promethean, we have Nibiru, and we maybe have Preventer if they activate a monster effect on the field. They did not, so we just had Promethean and the Nibiru. Draw we go. Enemy controller, Econ, take control of the Cartesia before it can activate within the main phase. Emergency, recycle a trap from the grave. It is activatable the turn it's set due to the Hydrant being on the field. We have the Airlifter, searching our deck for the Rescue Ace HQ. Now, don't make the mistake of setting a trap from the hand thinking you could activate it with Hydrant, only if the card is set through the effect of a Rescue Ace. Now we have Rescue Ace Field Spell, returning 4 cards back of the deck, draw 1. Turbulence, which we have no way to stop, and just from that resolving, we know it's over. I mean, double. If you already didn't lose from the first Turbulence effect resolving, the second one, you definitely lose. We didn't even need that one. We're going to further link this up into now making our Linkuriboh to now Shokan into the dark. Dark can steal SP Little Knight. You got to be careful about that. That makes Dark is good for summoning an SP Little Knight to get the trigger effect because you're using a Link. So with just 2 monsters, you could SP Little Knight if you steal a Dark. And then if you get their SP Little Knight in the graveyard, it's also good for just taking it. We have the access code talker ready to wipe up the field here. Target in grave become 4,300. Non-target, pop the branded banishment. Non-target, take out the Salamangreat. Salamangreat, trigger here, send from the deck. And just like that, over 10,000 damage with so much disruption on top of that. Game 2, let's go. What do y'all think about Rescue Ace? Rescue Ace with SP Little Knight's release is looking to be better than Snake Eye here. I don't know. I think today, at least today, it is performing better than Snake Eye. Latromi, let's go. Add the Quem during the end phase, add back the Cartesia during the end phase. And that's gonna be our main form of disruption there. Snake Eye Ash, add the Poplar trigger. When do we activate Albion? We could also use Albion similarly to a Bestial or DD Crow effect where we want to disrupt their graveyard. We could target their graveyard to grab a monster out as we also summon our own Albaz to then fuse with their fields. Flameburst cannot target the Albion, but is big enough to suicide into it. We're going to take their Veiler, summoning it onto the field to then fuse with their Veiler. And with their Veiler, we're going to have to be dealing with Max C. Should we have not chained Max C to the Albion? Why did we wait on Max C? Get Fusion Shokaning into an Albion branded dragon, which will then banish from the grave, which will then fuse into our Mirror Jade, which will then non-target monster banish our opposing Flameburst, protecting our untargetable Albion dragon. Triggering Divine Temple to steal the opposing player's Quem. Send to the grave the Sprint, and now back to you to make more plays. Grabbing a Diablo Star. We have committed to our normal summon already. Making our Link Karibo, trigger the Poplar, equip into the back row. We don't have any more forms of disruption after that non-target monster banish. We just got bodies on the field, and we're in main phase 2. Original Sinful being set from the deck with the Diablo Star being newly summoned. Link Karibo and Quem making a barricade blocker. Why use this? It's good for getting a Rescue Ace card in your hand into the graveyard to then banish for a Turbulence or Preventer. Getting the Extinguish in the grave. Original Sinful, send the field spell, summon for the deck. Hydrant. Hydrant searching for our Turbulence. And we're going to have enough cards to banish once we get the Hydrant into the graveyard here. Otherwise, we do not. Celine's good for reborning a Diablo Star to then, or an Effect Veiler, to then make an access code talker. And just like that, 5,300 non-target, get poppin'. We have pop 1, pop 2, just 2. Non-target taking out the Albion. Non-target taking out the Bestial Lubellion. Further linking this up into a dark. Access code talker making a dark. That's kind of wild. Banishing for the Turbulence, which we needed that sent to the grave trap through the barricade blocker. So that was some good foresight that we would need that. Setting up 4 cards in the deck, all within main phase 2. Dark is ready to steal a dark monster from the opposing grave. That dark monster will be your Salamangreat. Salamangreat and Dark now making SP Little Knight on summon, banish a card on the field or in the graveyard, banishing the Sprint before it triggers during the end phase to grab ourselves an Albaz. Very well done. Albaz already activated this turn, so we would not summon it. Barricade blocker recycling the field spell during the end phase. Very rarely do you see that effect. Cartesia, because of fusion, was sent to the grave this turn, recycling itself in the grave back to the hand. Same thing with the Brandon High Spirits. Now, how do we play through? A Little Knight Disruption, Chain Banishing. We have the Destruction of Extinguish not being here because we banished it. So instead, we have an Impermanence Monster Negate. We have a Contain Monster Negate. We have the Emergency, which will summon Preventer to then flip a card in the field face down. We also have Effect Veiler, so 5 disruptions. And is there a Promethean Princess? There is not. Emergency into the Preventer, send Preventer to then trigger Preventer to summon the Banish Hydrant to then use the Rescue to rescue the Preventer to then flip a card in the field face down. This is it. Preventer get prevented. Activate to flip. Goodbye to the Albion. The Mirror Jade is going in onto the Turbulence, activating to wipe out the opposing field during the end phase. Tributing Albion for Lubellion. Albion will trigger during the end phase. We're going to contain, not only negate Lubellion, but cannot be used for the extra deck. So we have 3 disruption left. Quem, send from the deck, chain branded in High Spirits to reveal a fusion monster. And then we can add an Albaz monster. Send the Gangrenol. We're going to send from the deck a kit. Quem is going to be triggered to reborn the kit from the grave. Imperm is going to negate. So what we have left is we have Valor and the Little Knight. That's it. Valor and Little Knight. Chaining the Little Knight to banish itself plus the Hydrant. This is no form of disruption here. Setting up a branded banishment. Okay. Okay, it does dodge the Mirror Jade. So there you go. Mirror Jade wipe out the field. We did dodge it. That worked out well. Now, Hydrant is going to be negated by the Impermanence. The Link Kuriboh is going to have it dodge the Impermanence. That was public knowledge that was there. Also, the SP Little Knight was another way to dodge the Impermanence. Now, the Imperm is not negating the alerts. It has to negate in order to negate the column. Grabbing an Airlifter. We now have Gangrenol being triggered because you used a monster to summon a monster, which will summon a Coritis. Coritis could reduce the opposing field to 0 attack. We have Quem triggering to reborn a Mirror Jade for the non-target monster banish. We also have Banishment. We're going to use the Mirror Jade to make an Underworld Goddess, which will negate the branded banishment. We got fully countered. And because the Mirror Jade was not fusion summoned, it will not activate to wipe the field during the end phase. And the Goddess is unaffected from the Coritis, reducing its attack to 0. As we then fully negate the opposing field. Full negate. And just like that, 2-0 victory. Rescue Ace is on a different level. I don't know what to say. SP Little Knight has shot up the Rescue Ace stocks to potentially being the new best deck of Master Duel. Thank you, YouTube, for watching the top 16. The next video will be advancing into the top 8 grand finale and top deck list. Thank you very much. Let's go.